Hi everyone, this is Ishika Kesarwani speaking, and I welcome you all to the Tech Podcast. Today we're having Soumik Dey with us. He's a DevOps engineer at Interneuron CIC. We can first start with your introduction.
Thanks, thanks you and Azure DevOps Community for letting me join this podcast. I'm Soumik Dey. I am working as a DevOps engineer at Interneuron. So we are a healthcare startup. There my main work is to manage and create servers, pipelines, and various environments of our customers and also of our own company. And I have been practicing DevOps for like around 4 years, and it's been a great journey, learning a lot, and with Azure, with all other uh, cloud services as well. So I've been certified into Azure Fundamentals, Azure Administrator, and Google Cloud Associate, and also AWS Solution Architect. Yeah, and if you have any other queries, you can connect with me in LinkedIn. So yeah, let's start the podcast.
Yes. So, we all have somehow started with joining communities, going to meetups, meeting new people, networking, and, just conducting a lot of sessions. So, how has being a part of community helped you out in your journey?
Technically speaking, I have been part of community since my college days. Not only online communities, I have been part of offline communities as well in my college days. So After that, I joined Azure Developers Community and Google GDG as well. It has been a great journey. You get to meet a lot of people, and then you means there is always a helping hand if you want. There are groups in Facebooks, in other Telegram channels as well. So. It's if you are new to this role or new to the cloud, it you can just seek help from anyone and everyone there's and there are also, I would say, goodies when you participate. There is there is learning paths, and even the Microsoft's documentations, they have paths for you to learn, which is great. And means that's from where I had learned Azure in my starting days. And also there are certificates which would eventually help you in your career a lot. It's a lot, I would say.
Okay, so you said that you've been working with Azure Services for quite a long time now. So how did you get started with it, and what really inspired you to work in it, and what are the benefits you have gotten from it?
Okay.
Basically,
So
how it has made your work easier.
yeah. Like in my professional experience, from the time I was in college, so that time I got acquainted with the cloud services. In brief, in very brief, and there were some communities which I joined, like Azure GDG and Azure Developer Community as well. So there we got some introductions to what are the cloud services, how they are used. You get a brief idea. So after that, I joined TCS in my college campusing. So there I got to work with a legacy technology and on premises. So there, all the servers were on premises. So that time, I literally realized that uh, what means how deeply we need cloud. Okay, so still the on-premises environments, managing them, even when debugging them when there's a problem with it, the cost perspective, everything is so high. So then I got to think that no, okay, we actually need to means there's a great need of moving to cloud. So then I basically changed my domain. I started learning means deeply Azure and other cloud services, um, other DevOps services. I changed my domain, So and then I got into Interneuron. Um, I started working in cloud, and there I got to create the whole environment in cloud, go through various services. So there we first had Azure. We first had the servers, not physical servers. I would say we were running everything on Azure App Services. So which I would say is by far the most less maintained maintenance service that you can use. It's so great that you do not have to manage anything. You just put your code, everything is done for you. So that's so great. We were using that, and also the other services like the blob storage, like the virtual machines and everything. So so it's been a delightful journey working in cloud. So the the maintaining perspective, the I would say the ease of working with it, the monitoring thing you get with them, working in cloud, the notification services and everything that you get, it's seamless. And even I would say, as working in on premises, there was a great difficulty in upgradations. So when you had to upgrade something, so it would have been a long journey. You would have to get into certain approvals, buy certain things, server racks and everything, managing them. There used to be a network IT guy who used to come and do all those things. That would take months. But in cloud, in Azure, in any other cloud environment, it's I would say like a matter of 5 minutes. You provision that, you ask for that, you rent it out, and it's done. So it's so great to work in cloud, and it's so easier, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Cloud is literally going to be the best job to work in, especially after the pandemic, how it accelerated, and the fact you can collaborate from literally anywhere, and how cost efficient it is. It's indeed going to be the best stream again. Anyways, you've been also working with DevOps, right?
Yes.
So if you have to, do it all again, how would you do from your college time?
So I have been into DevOps lately, and previously I was working as a developer. So I myself is a non-CS background guy, I would say. So it's for everyone. Okay, so there are people in college I know that who fear writing codes. Okay, yeah. So there is DS and algo, which is a nightmare for many people. So yeah, I would suggest that being in DevOps is one of the greatest thing you can do if you have, like I would say, a fear of DS algo and writing huge number of codes. Okay, huge lines of code. Sorry. So when I worked as a developer, I I used to write like the 200 300 lines of code every day, and like it ultimately gets a little bit of monotonous for me. So I actually wanted to have a holistic idea about what all the things means, how all the things are happening in actual corporate world. So being in DevOps, I would say that you get to know from writing of the code till how it's running on the production, the whole thing you get to know an idea about. And it's not only about writing codes. Okay, so and um, the holistic idea that you get means, there's a problem in college days that the how we are taught the coding, the algorithm part and everything, it's such a short, I would say, uh, a very less applicable one. That's actually how we use in real life. Okay, it's just very brief that we get in college days. So it's like very small project we do. It's There are very few people who actually do good internships, that that actually help to get you a very good idea about how job is done into corporate. So there is a huge gap between the college studies and the corporate. Okay, so there so that gap can be um, reduced to a great extent if you start, or at least learn start doing DevOps technologies in college itself, because you see it's in computer it's not only about writing codes. Okay, there are huge, I would say 70% of the thing is uh, other than writing code. Okay, it's maintaining the code, the quality check of the code, even the testing part. That also is a very big part of DevOps that we do. So it's I would say the DevOps is such a thing that it gets means it does not get so much exposure in our college life. Means if I would be in the college again, so I would actually start exploring that. Means I would definitely join communities. First of all, there is, in I guess in almost every college nowadays there are communities for cloud. There is either communities for Microsoft, for Google, for Amazon. There has to be. So you join those things. Okay, you will get an idea what actually how the work is done in corporate. So there then you would actually see that where you are lagging. And being in DevOps, how the server means, I find being a non-technical, means non-CS guy, I would say non-technical guy, non-CS guy, that if you are not so much into direct DS algo coding and everything, go for DevOps. It's actually pretty much easier than that. Okay, and means everything is made for you. You just have to implement. Okay, so there are services made for you. You just have to know the right architecture of it and where to use it, and just start using it. So if I have to start again from college, first of all, what I would do is I would join a community, or at least talk to my seniors that who are already there. So and I don't think joining a community costs anything. So it's almost a free thing. So and you all uh, um, get to join many webinars, and even there are offline events which you get to join. There are quiz, you get technical, you get goodies, you get certifications which would help you a lot in your journey. Okay, so uh, and so first of all you talk to a senior or you join a community, then you research about what you is actually like in the whole, I would say, IT world. Okay, that do you like actually hardcore coding? Do you like to test? Do you like to find bugs? Do you like to debug? Do you like to means the manage servers and infrastructures? Okay, do you like to work with data? So that's a huge thing right now, data science and big data, all those things, data engineering. So I would say explore everything, do everything, at least a little, get an idea that what actually excites you more. It's not only DevOps, it's everything. Whichever excites you more, you get into that. There are plenty of resources available online to read about, to get into. There are plenty of paths. You get small rewards when you complete. So the journey is fabulous, I would say. So that's how I would again start in college.
Yes, indeed. Like one thing which I personally feel is that college is, just for brushing up your basics. And then it's on you if you want to explore or not, if you want to get out of your comfort zone. But then
Exactly.
again, I had one more question for you. You said that, you don't really need to do programming, but I'm pretty sure that there might be a little bit of programming that might be required, at least for clearing of the interview rounds, right?
So I would not say you would not need programming at all. there is a basic level of programming that you need, because being a DevOps engineer, so if you know that DevOps comes with the word dev and ops. Okay, so we are like the glue of the operation team and the developer team. So if you do not understand what are the pain points of the developer team and the operations team, you are not going to be good in your job. Okay, you would struggle to get like what the developers had written if you do not know the basics, how the builds are done, is the dependencies correct or not. If the means I'm not saying that you actually need to do hardcore programming, you will have to build something like 2000, 3000. Like there is programming required in DevOps. Like we write, like you'll have to know about YAML, you'll have to know about JSON, you'll have to know about REST APIs and different kinds of APIs and all. So and also writing like Jenkins files and other pipeline files. Terraform scripts are there. So a bit of scripting is actually required because we work in server level Linux. So yeah, that much of coding is required, but not actually writing code like the whole day and all day. That's not the thing.
Yes, makes sense. Also, you were talking about certifications that it gives you a upper hand, obviously. So, from a student's point of view, what certifications you would suggest for a DevOps or a cloud role in the starting, at least?
So in the starting, I would say go with the fundamental certificates in it out. For Azure, you have the Azure Fundamental AZ 900. You can even go with Azure System Administrator. So that is also almost like a level of the fundamental. So first of all, if you want to get into Azure, go with the Azure Fundamental. It's just the basic thing. You'll get a holistic idea of what services are there, where are they being used, how are they being used, and like like the cloud is introducing new services every 6 months, I would say. So you would get a good idea of what new services have came. And if going with Azure, go with the Azure fundamentals. That's it's not like you'll have to have a very deep idea about every each and every services, but you get an overview what services are there, what how where are those used, what are the best practices to use them. That's all. So that's great for us in the starting level.
Okay. So, like, you've been through a very long way now. So, are there any tips that you would like to tell the listeners about your journey, what you have learned through it from all the up and downs?
Yeah, sure. So one of the things that I would definitely suggest to all the goers, you need to find uh, your I would say the passion. Okay, that where your interest lies on. Okay, so in after college, when you get a placement, it might be in any company, you might get into any project. Okay, so once you get into a project, so just do not get stagnant there. So if you have got into uh, the most I would say painful thing for a fresher going into a corporate, I would say they might not get into a good project. Okay, that happens. That's a truth. So just do not get stagnant. Oh man, I have not got a good project. I'll end my career here. Do not get there. There is plenty of opportunities, and right now it's most of the things are online. Most of the things are open source. Most of the things are free. So just keep learning, find what excites you. You do that, you get certified if it's possible, get certified. Even if you do not get certified, you do projects on there. There are plenty of projects. Publish it to GitHub or any other source code repository. Showcase them that you have done this, and you are means there is plenty of opportunity in the world. I would say not India, I would say in the world, that people are ready to pick you up if you just have the skills. Nothing else matters here. No degree matters here. No, it doesn't matter from which college you are, how much you have got in mains, in your state examinations, nothing matters. If you got the skills and if you are keen to learn, one of the most important things is you have to be very keen to learn. In corporate, every means every day the job we do, we learn at least 1 to 2 hours. That goes us in researching. That's one of the most important thing, most I would say, thing that excites me in DevOps. That uh, there are so many things that every day I get to learn. My work happens around with 4 to 5 hours, but the rest of the time I had to research about the technical debts that I'll have to solve. So that's one thing. Just you'll have to be keen in learning and find what excites you. Just go to that. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's very inspiring though. Like I have seen a lot of students, my friends, who used to get some projects that they didn't have interest in. But then again, there's nothing wrong in learning and exploring. Maybe you'll start liking that language or tech stack. So, on that note, we can wrap up today's session. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. It was amazing to have you in here, joining us and telling us your story. And with that, stay tuned because we're going to come up with a lot more videos like this, and it's going to be super fun. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you.